Since we're travelers, you can imagine EPCOT's World Showcase has a special place in our heart. With 11 themed areas centered on different countries, World Showcase is a great place to have an immersive experience where you can learn something about other nations. But which of the showcase themed areas are the most immersive? Join us in this video where we will rate all 11 themed areas from least immersive to most immersive and show you some of the highlights along the way.
Disney is hard to beat when it comes to theming, so all of the World Showcase pavilions are great experiences for guests, but we wanted to figure out which one we thought was the best at creating an immersive cultural experience. You're also going to hear our biggest gripe about EPCOT, but more on that later.
EPCOT is an acronym meaning Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. While EPCOT was originally conceived by Walt Disney as a working city of the future, after his passing, the actual execution morphed into the idea of a permanent World's Fair.
Originally, EPCOT was going to include a pavilion dedicated to equatorial Africa that would be as deep and robust as the other pavilions. But ultimately, this idea never came to fruition, and we were left with what they call the Outpost. It's just a wide spot in the road with a vaguely African vibe. It's not one of the 11 official pavilions, but if it were, we'd have to rank it last. It just isn't a fully developed concept, and it feels like a missed opportunity. The 11th most immersive pavilion is Canada. This pavilion has totem poles, a trading post, a simulated cave area where they're storing maple syrup, some rock faces, and a pretty good recreation of the Chateau Laurier in Ottawa, which Disney calls the Hotel du Canada. As always, Disney's level of detail is fantastic, but the execution in other pavilions is just a little more cohesive, and the interior upper floors of the Hotel du Canada seem like a cool place for a guest experience that has never materialized.
The 10th most immersive spot in the World Showcase is the UK Pavilion, creating the feeling of strolling down a street in a UK town. The UK area also has a lovely little garden and gazebo in the back that many guests probably don't make it back to. There's also a nice tea store with a wide array of tea options and tea accessories.
The Italy Pavilion showcases a model of the bell tower of St. Mark's Basilica. Sadly, it was under maintenance during our visit. With examples of classic Italian architecture, the Italy Pavilion is welcoming and displays an impressive attention to detail, including simulated plaster peeling away to expose brick underneath. There's also this beautiful fountain that evokes Roman sculpture. The pavilion also tries to simulate the canals of Italy, but this space feels disconnected from the rest of the pavilion because the main thoroughfare cuts it off from the rest of the pavilion. Italy ranks number 9 for immersion.
Number 8 for immersion is the Germany Pavilion. This pavilion, with beautiful architecture, decoration, and painting, creates the feeling of a small German village, albeit possibly one from a storybook. There's something eye-catching and distinctively German everywhere one turns, and the shops here do a great job of stocking immersive goods that would be difficult to find elsewhere, including these beautiful German clocks. The Germany Pavilion is also home to the Biergarten restaurant, which feels like eating dinner in the courtyard of a small village with the moon rising over the roofline.
Number 7 is the American Adventure. Evoking a strong colonial sense and highly reminiscent of Philadelphia, the American Adventure Pavilion feels a lot like walking by Independence Hall. There's a sense of grandeur here, and its central location in the World Showcase Lagoon affords great views of the park.
Number 6 is France. The France Pavilion's beautiful courtyard, fountain, and tree-lined walkways are reminiscent of streets we've strolled in Paris, lined with little sidewalk cafes and pastry shops. Deep into the pavilion, there is of course a wine shop and a pastry shop that might get overlooked if one isn't careful. This pastry shop has all sorts of authentic, delicious treats and the best creme brulee we've had this side of the Atlantic.
Coming in 5th is the Norway Pavilion, with its recreated stave church and its grass-top roofs. Don't miss out on the authentic school bread snack served here either. Within the stave church replica is a Gods of Norway exhibit that provides some educational information on the Norse pantheon, with plenty to see and read, and sculptures that can be viewed in atmospheric lighting. There are also authentic artifacts here. It's like a little museum and can provide a welcome respite in the middle of a hot Florida day. The Norway Pavilion would rank higher, but it's a victim of our biggest EPCOT gripe, the shoehorning of Disney intellectual property into these spaces for cultural education. Mulan in the China Pavilion and Ratatouille in France at least make some sense, but the partial conversion of the beloved Norway Pavilion into the fantasy land of Arendelle is immersion breaking and feels like a disservice. Despite that, Norway is in our top 5. A great deal of beauty and a sense of being transported somewhere wonderful remains. After all, Norway's spirit has always been adventure.
The Mexico Pavilion ranks number 4. If you enter the World Showcase and head to the left, as we tend to do, the pyramid of the Mexico Pavilion peeks out of the dense foliage and really does create a sense of transportation and wonder. This visual never fails to create a sense of excitement in us, as we feel like our journey is just getting started. We admit the Mexico Pavilion might be getting an unfair boost due to some nostalgia.
At number 3, we have the breathtaking China Pavilion. The landmark structure here is a replica of the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests. It takes a lot of guts to try to reproduce this beautiful architecture, but Disney's pulled it off. This pavilion is a feast for the senses, with a cornucopia of color and intricate design throughout. It's easy to miss, but if you walk down the street deeper into the pavilion, you will encounter a large shop with all kinds of interesting merchandise. The view from within the pavilion looking out almost makes one forget EPCOT altogether, with beautiful, traditional-looking structures everywhere the eye falls. Don't forget to stop by the outdoor shop huddled along one side of this street. They have some neat imported snacks here that are tough to find in the States. The pavilion also contains a beautiful garden and pond arrangement.
Coming in at number 2 is the Morocco Pavilion. The attention to detail in this pavilion feels a step above even Disney's remarkably high standards, and this is for good reason. The King of Morocco sent skilled artisans to help in the construction of this pavilion, and their skills can certainly be appreciated here. A courtyard inside, referred to as the Fez House, is absolutely mesmerizing. This space does not feel like you're in the US. The footpath through the Morocco Pavilion feels like it cuts deep into foreign territory, with walls that appear to be made of rammed earth and mud brick, beautiful arched doorways, and wood-ceilinged courtyards lined with colorful decorations and rugs. Add in the hot Florida sun, and it's easy for one to feel transported to northern Africa when visiting this pavilion. This sense is heightened by the fact that, from within the pavilion, it's difficult to see the World Showcase Lagoon and the spaceship Earth due to shapes that face inward from the lagoon side. Don't miss the indoor exhibit on the multi-day desert marathon that takes place in Morocco. It's a fascinating story of endurance and battle against the elements that gets repeated every year.
It's time for the big reveal. The most immersive pavilion in EPCOT, in our opinion, is the Japan Pavilion. With beautiful, impressive architecture that can be seen from many places in the World Showcase Lagoon, a torii gate that replicates the gate at the Itsukishima Shrine, and its distinctive blue roofs and ornate architecture, the Japan Pavilion creates the strongest sense of transportation and immersion anywhere in the World Showcase. Within the pavilion, there's a Mitsukoshi store that sells all sorts of authentic imported wares, including a wide variety of snacks. You can even try dried, flavored crab snacks. There's also an exhibit on Japan's cute culture. Check out this adorable volcano erupting right next to this adorable city, which looks like it's being attacked by an adorable Godzilla.
Inside the exhibit, guests can learn a great deal about elements of Japanese cute culture, the geographic area of Harajuku, and even see a mock-up of a Tokyo apartment.
Outside, there are beautiful gardens where guests can walk and find peaceful experiences, seating under the shade of stands of bamboo, water features, streams, waterfalls, and bridges, and a structure that's reminiscent of Japanese castles, such as Osaka Castle, replete with a moat and castle walls. There's beauty nearly everywhere you look. This samurai statue is off to the side, neatly hidden in an alcove as you exit the Mitsukoshi store. The Japan Pavilion is breathtaking in its depth, breadth, and immersion. It represents some of the best of what Disney Imagineers are capable of, from the huge structures down to some of the most subtle details, like the stone lanterns that grace the gardens in this beautiful pavilion.
We hope that the World Showcase remains popular for a long time. It's a great place to visit to get a taste of what the world has to offer, even if you aren't able to travel the globe at the moment. There's even room for expansion. Those clever Imagineers have hidden 5 or 6 empty spots for additional pavilions throughout the park, so the World Showcase has room for more nations in the future.
Well, that about wraps it up. We hope you enjoyed this tour as much as we did. If you enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. This is Places, Plates, and Points, and we'll see you next time.